Oh, go on, make some noise. Go on, everyone else. Please welcome Billy McGuire.
Hello, Liverpool. Hello. Has this been great? Yes. It's been great. It's been great. It's been... This bit, me. Sure, you've probably already worked out. Mostly eye candy. Oh yes, girls, you would not be wrong if right now you were thinking, fuck me, Santa scrubs up well. In America, they say, if life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Back in Scotland, we say, if life gives you lemons, change your life. That one's shite. Prince Andrew is bi-curious. He wonders what the fuck it'd be like to pay for things. What's the difference between Michael Jackson and legendary Manchester United manager Alec Ferguson? Michael Jackson's dead. What's the difference between Michael Jackson and Boris Johnson? Michael Jackson fucking knows he's dead. What's the difference between Michael Jackson and Father O'Malley? Well, in fairness to Father O'Malley, we would have to say he never fucked a monkey. In fairness to Michael Jackson, we should say Father O'Malley didn't actually have a monkey. Could just be a coincidence. I once had 2 chameleons. Well, I think I did. How would you know? But for the sake of the joke, come with me. I once owned 2 chameleons. One was angry and excitable. The other was the calmer chameleon. Yes, Boy George, that's a good joke. I'm starting to like you. It might be time to face the elephant in the room. Unlike a lot of unlike a lot of you, and a lot of the comedians you've seen tonight, I'm not very young. I mean, I'm saying to you now I'm not very young. In truth, I maybe could say I'm getting quite old. I mean, I say quite old. I can remember hope. If I could choose, if I could actually choose a superpower, I'd be gets to the toilet on time, man. Good news, ladies. I can still get an erection. Bad news, only on a bus. No, friends. Turn that frown upside down. I bought a bus. But the advantage, the gift it gives me over these baby comics is that I've lived through a lot of what these buggers would call history. Buddy Holly, the Beatles, 1969, the summer of free love, I was there. Didn't fucking get any. No, I was only 10. But the big boys let me listen while they talked about it, and that was groovy. And anyway, time moves on. The 60s turned to the 70s. I became a young man. My interest turned to young women. But Liverpool, young women's interest did not turn to me. Because what you see here, the result of a Scottish Catholic education. I was an altar boy. The priest did not touch me. I played sports. The games master did not touch me. I was alone in the stationery cupboard with Mr. McCarthy, the history teacher. Now here we have a man whose choices have narrowed to one, And that kid is clearly gagging for it. But he did not touch me. Did Jimmy Savile touch you, mate? Dicky fucker jogged right past me. And I was left to ask myself a question that I can see a lot of the boys in the room may have asked themselves. How does a young man, perhaps not the sharpest pencil in the box, perhaps not the prettiest face in the picture, how does a young man like that get the attention of women? Well, my first thought was the obvious one. Money, right, boys? Yeah. Did not have any money. My second thought, drugs. But I didn't want to share. My third thought, the entirely affordable poetry. Because poets ain't clever. And women love poetry. But what do poets actually do? They just make stuff rhyme. Some of the fuckers can't even manage that. I thought this is going to be easy. And I started telling girls that I was a poet. And to that end, for fear that I should ever be questioned, I did indeed write one poem. Would you like to hear my poem? Yes! Now, this is one of the most cultural cities in the world. Right? The Beatles, Roger McGuire, that girl that wrote Butterflies. Right? I will not shit you. My poem is entitled Mary Had a Little Lamb. I stole that title. Here we go. It's not proper poetry if you don't. Mary had a little lamb, potato, carrots, a few peas. No. Yeah, that's right, she ate it. We're all people of the world here. I don't need to tell you that that didn't work. So in a desperate attempt to get attention, I started telling girls that I was a singer-songwriter. And for fear that I should ever be questioned, I did indeed write one song. Do you want to hear my song? Now, given how shit the poem was, I'm hoping that nobody's built up big expectation over this. Oh, I wrote a wee song, sure it's all about money, and this is how long it lasts. Now, before I sit this down, opportunity here to delight the girls, assist the boys. Lads, there might be some among you struggling to find the G-spot. Word to the wise guys, easiest to find it on a guitar first. G, there's a wee fucker right there. Oh yes, boys, as far as I can understand, if you go home and you can get her to make that noise, then you are more or less doing that right. On the other hand, if she makes this noise, possibly stop doing that and come back round the front. I was saying that in Manchester. Why did I pick Manchester? About a week and a half ago. And after the gig, as I walked out into the car park, just as I was about to put my keys in the car, I realised that a man had followed me into the car park. Oh yes, and that's what I thought. But we should both be ashamed of ourselves, because that man just wanted to talk to me. And what he wanted to say was that joke is heterocentric. Now don't run to your phone, because I too did not know what the fuck heterocentric meant, and I googled it. And it turns out that heterocentric means that there is nothing in that gag for the gay man. Now, It pains me to think that any of us might leave here tonight empty-handed. So if you happen to be a gay man, there's your A spot, right there. Same basic rules apply. The 70s became the 80s. In 1985, I went to a free Nelson Mandela concert. I didn't get one. I lived through Thatcherism. Now, a lot of people, they just jump to the conclusion that because I'm Scottish, I must be in some way pleased that Margaret Thatcher's dead. Au contraire, friends. I was perfectly happy when she was just in constant pain. The 80s became the 90s. In 1992, I attempted to enter the magic circle, but that girl moved her arse at the last minute. I'm afraid that's all I've got time for. So you'll hear the rest of that next time. Thank you very much for coming. Night, night.